Cade from Fly Fish Food here. Been messing around with another Euro style nymph pattern here. Works great during Baetis hatches, but will definitely crush all year. Use a little CDC, a little bit of flash. This is the Baetis Max.
Dude, that's a big brown, bro.
All right, let's get started tying up the Baetis Max. So we're gonna start off with the jig force short in a size 20 again. You could definitely use the Umpqua Purdy jig hook as a similar one, or you could tie this up in your favorite jig hook configuration. I like to pair it with the tungsten drop beads from Fulling Mill. I like to tie these in a 2.5 to 3, works out great. And then we're gonna start dressing it with this Olive Done from Semperfli in A dot. So we're gonna start right behind the bead, creating a small thread down to keep that bead in place here. And then we're gonna cut that off using the Renomed fly tire straights on this one. We're gonna unwind our thread, keeping this body really thin on this one. We're gonna work down the shank a little bit, keeping our body pretty short here. And then what I like to do is really lock in that bead right here so it doesn't move on us. We'll unwind that thread. For our ribbing, we're gonna use that Perdigon Pearl body, PBF 233. That's the dark brown. Just give it just a little bit of flash under this body. Really pops when that collar gets wet. So we'll tie that in, making sure none of it really peeks through right there. And then we're gonna work back up. Then what I like to do is we'll start to wrap that towards the bead, keeping a little bit of separation in there. Anywhere 3 to 5 works out great. We'll tie that in, cut it off. Next, we're gonna throw in a CDC collar, create that movement. So we're gonna create a little dubbing loop here, one of my favorite techniques to throw that in there. And I really like to close off that dubbing loop so it's really nice and tight. We're gonna use the Swiss CDC clamp right here and throw in our dun. You could use a light to medium dun on this. Either one is gonna work out great. We'll twist this up real quick, and then we'll come back here and kind of pick through any of those. And then we'll wrap that in right behind the bead here. Just giving us a nice flowing collar here. Creates a really good looking fly. We're gonna tie that in just real quick. And then we'll cut off our excess. And then our last material here is just gonna be some ice dub in olive brown, just a really nice flashy little color. Fits this fly really well. So a lot goes a long way here. So we're gonna dub that on our thread just a little bit. We're gonna throw that in right behind the bead there. Couple turn whip finish here. And then we're gonna cut this off. And then what I like to do is I don't like these too long, so I'll just come back here, trim them up just a little bit with my fingers. And you can kind of see that tinsel showing through. It really is a nice flash when the fly gets wet, but yeah, give this one a try. One of my favorite Baetis imitations.